Hey everybody, it's On Screen Off Screen back with another episode. Next week we're going to be watching Real Still, so please tune in. I've got Lauren, who is the absolute greatest. We establish that every single week, but my goal is that we establish it 172 times, and then everyone on planet Earth will know. Josh is a fantastic person who literally, between handling everything with this podcast, is taking work emails because he's just so on top of things. And I wish that I could be 1/10 as organized and great as Josh is. With that, let's start on. We were just talking about your topic, Lauren, so go ahead, keep going. What do you got?
Oh, 21 Pilots. I was like, my dresses. um anyway, uh everybody listening wouldn't know what that means. Right before the show, I just spammed everybody with dresses that I wish I could like wear on Pinterest. So I forced them to look at all of that. Anyway, so this this topic is 21 Pilots because there's a couple songs that I've been obsessed with because one, they're not on Spotify, and two, it's really hard to like get a copy of them unless you head to the high seas. but one of them is Kitchen Sink, and the other is Drag Path. And I've been listening to Kitchen Sink because it's. I think I texted Josh that I was like, it's something that I can relate to, something that is like exactly what I was reading in one of my books that it was going with, and a character that I want to make for a D&D campaign that I was like, all of this in one. It was like just hit perfect. Um, but there's something in the lyrics where he's like, a kitchen sink to me is not a kitchen sink to you. Because he released something about that in a um interview where he's like, I had an epiphany at like a kitchen sink, like about a kitchen sink, and he's like, I'm not gonna tell you what it is because it's my thing. And he's like, that's why a kitchen sink to me is not a kitchen sink to you. And it was funny because I was like listening to the song, and I feel like I'm an over explainer about everything because I'm like, no, like you need to understand this and why I think this, and think like I over explain. And I was like, I think I don't need to over explain anymore. I think I'm just gonna be like, this is how it is for me, and I'm gonna accept it, and people can accept it or not. And I think that's how I'm like, because there's some things that I've tried to explain to people over and over and over again, and I don't think that it like catches on, or like, because no one thinks like I do. No one's ever gonna think like you do, and that's what it says like in the song. And so I'm like, I think people can understand to a point, but they won't ever understand completely, and that's okay. And there's like part of the song where he keeps saying like, "Go away, leave me alone," and at the very end, last, "Don't leave me." He says, "Don't leave me alone." At the very last, "Leave me alone." And I'm like, ooh. Why don't you just stab me? It would hurt less. But yeah, so he has some really good songs, really good lyrics. I think 21 Pilots is very underrated.
I
And I
agree.
think if you want to know, like, understand my depression, Tyler describes it very well in a lot of his songs. Um, I think like 21 Pilots is what I listened to and was kind of like my lifeline when I was in my freshman junior year of college, when I was down at freshman June freshman sophomore. There we go. um when I was down at Snow College, because I remember just like my friend showed them to me while he was taking me to go bowling, and then like I was like, okay, I am listening to everything 21 Pilots, and that's what I was always listening to, and I was going on my drives, and I drove everywhere during those times, and it was always I wish I could think of the exact songs. I should have put that down. But yeah, I listen to a lot of 21 Pilots, and it's
You, do you remember which album was the like?
I know there was two. The one where it's like a white album with the two guys, two older men on them that I listen to a lot. And
Awesome.
then the other one, like I feel it looks like kind of like colorful line drawn of a guy like leaning his head back, and I can't remember if there's like just like stuff, if there's a hand touching his forehead or if it's like just things coming out of his forehead. Um, I can't
Okay.
remember exactly, but those two
So
album covers are the ones I listen to the most.
I'm
Figured
so
that one
glad
out.
you listened to it's their very first album, which is just 21 Pilots, and their second album, which is Vessel. I
Mm.
love Vessel. I think it is massively underrated. Everybody got into Blurry. What's the
Oh, Blurry
Blurry Face?
Face.
Everyone got into that album. It was huge, but I think Vessel is by far the best stuff they put out. Like Migraine is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yes. Yeah,
It's amazing. And
that
most
one.
people who are even fans haven't listened to that album, and it's a freaking shame.
It's really
Every
good.
song on the album is gold. Every single one.
I'm like now I'm like I have to look up what I have saved on my Spotify from 21 Pilots now. I'll look it up. Um
I have most of that album. Like Ode to Sleep is great. Car Radio is one of my favorite songs of all time.
mhm.
Um, Guns for Hands is incredible. It's just they're really really good. Uh, so this it sounds
Yeah.
like these new songs are they from their most recent album, but you can only get them if you buy the album. Is that what it is?
That is the case with the Drag Path. Kitchen
Okay,
Sink is is Vessel's bonus track.
Vessel.
I
Oh, okay.
believe. But yeah, most of them is like Holding On to You, House of Gold, Screen, Run and Go, Trees, Truce. Um, and then I have, yeah, 21 Pilots, one, Implicit Demand for Proof, Addict with a Pen, Johnny Boy, Almost Believer, Before You Start Your Day. Before You Start Your Day was what I would listen to when I woke up because I didn't have any friends. And then, so if you wanted to cry today, listen to that. And then I have Jumpsuit, and I do have a lot from Blurry Face as well. But I think The Judge is my favorite from Blurry Face.
It's mine too, actually.
Yeah, I love The Judge. But yeah, I also really like that you can play the ukulele with a lot of 21 Pilot songs. It's the only instrument I have that I can play. That's a lie. I can play the harmonica, but that's easy and annoying. um, there's yeah, so it's I really like 21 Pilots. I think they're underrated. Um yeah, and so I'm probably gonna end up buying all of their CDs so that I can get their bonus tracks because apparently they like to freaking gatekeep their best songs.
Yeah,
But
I think I've listened to Vessel a million different times, and the fact that I haven't heard Kitchen Sink kind of bums me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
you should look up Kitchen Sink. I bet you'll have heard little bits of it because it's kind of made its way onto social media, but it's really good. And
I will
it's
check
yeah.
it out, like for sure, for sure. I love 21 Pilots, and I liked them before they popped off. Um, in Provo, there's a little teeny tiny place where they do music, and we got to see them, and there was probably 15 people in the audience. Like I liked them way before they ever got big. And then they got big and I went and saw them over at USANA, and it was just not the same. Like they came out in the crowd and they talked with everybody. I've talked with them multiple different times, and they're just really cool dudes. And I couldn't be happier for the success, but I miss those moments where you could just like be in a small room and they would just hang out with everybody after and they would laugh and they would joke. It was cool. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
That's really cool to have experience like that. But yeah, I'm glad for their success. I'm also like, if you get really deep into the lore of 21 Pilots, I've talked about Ghost here on the podcast before, and they are very theatrical and have like a story going along with their albums. So does 21 Pilots. Like, if you want to delve deep into 21 Pilots, you can delve deep into 21 Pilots. Or you can just enjoy what they have. And I really like when entertainers can do that. So they have like stuff for people if they want to follow along and if you want to dig deep into stuff, like you can. Or if you just want to skim the surface and like things every once in a while, you can.
Yeah,
But
you can do whatever you want to do. That's fantastic. I love that. That's so cool.
yeah,
Um, I will find that kitchen sink song. Thanks for the recommendation, because I love 21 Pots.
yeah. If you want to
With
cry, it's a great one.
yeah, yeah. With that, I let's go on to my first topic, and my first topic is a movie that I've changed my mind on, and that's Kingsman #2, because I honestly hated this movie when I first watched it. Um, like absolutely despised it. I was not happy with this movie at all, in any way, shape, or form. But I didn't like how. Have you seen Kingsman, Lauren?
Yeah.
Okay, you've seen both of them.
Is Kingsman 2 where he sings Country Road?
Yes.
Yes, then yes.
Okay. 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 I was like, when the whole Kingsman troop gets wiped out by some missiles, my thought was, these are like the top spies. Nobody else got even lucky or were prepared or anything, and that still bugs me. I'm like, nobody. There wasn't one other person who like happened to be, I don't know, underneath a desk or something. Like nothing. Nothing. Drives me nuts. That bugged me. It bugs me that it happens so fast. Which I get in the movie, you got to get things going. You have the whole American other side of things, and like it's really convenient that we literally the whole Kingsman group, a group of spies, has never figured out with the internet that there is different spies in the world. Okay, sure, convenient. I don't know. It's fine. It's not horrible. It didn't drive me nuts like it did the first time. First time drove me crazy. I don't like Harry getting brought back. My one of my Kingsman was on my top 10 list last year, and that's why I was like, I will give the second one a try. I will try it again because I had so much anger towards this movie. In the first one, Harry dying is so impactful. It's one of the most impactful character deaths, in my opinion, where you like to have this mentor figure that's really, really good. And the scene where he's in the church is just visceral. It's one of my favorite scenes in a movie. And then they just the group of Americans who apparently can use the internet and do realize that the UK exists are instantly at this church. Presto magic, and they have this magic bullshit gel that fixes your brain. And I was like, I can kind of take the magic bullshit gel because we are in the Kingsman world, and there's some stuff that's crazy in the Kingsman world. It's part of it, but the fact that you basically teleported there, I think, is garbage, and I still think it's garbage. I don't really like Harry being brought back, and along with that, I felt like they didn't need to kill off. What's his name? Merlin. They didn't need to kill off Merlin. Merlin kind of dies at the end of the movie with no real purpose for dying. He just blows up a couple people, and it drives me nuts. We'll talk about this with one of my other topics later. When somebody shows huge proficiency where they can just kill absolutely everybody, but when it's convenient, they don't do that. And this one was one where he blows himself up, and they've gotten through tons and tons of different problems. They can disarm a bomb, but they don't for care for story reason, I guess. And there's just man, I sound like I'm hating on this more than I mean to be completely honest. Because there's just some things that bug me in the second one.
I actually
But
like this, but
but
let's get
but
the hate out of the way.
the first time I watched it, I was like, I despise this movie. And this time I was not that way. I actually liked the villain this time. I think the choices with the drugs and like people doing drugs that aren't really bad people and you dealing with that complex question was really well done in this movie for a Kingsman movie. I think the villain is pretty good. The first time I watched it, Elton John drove me nuts, but this time it didn't really. I was like, if I can accept the villain from the first movie, I can accept Elton John. And I think the action scenes are really good in this. I actually like most of the American side of this spy organization. I think they're done pretty well. All of the Americans, the scene where they're up in the Alps and this machine starts spinning as fast as it possibly can is really well done. It's really good. The glass starts breaking, the tension is really high. It doesn't ever there's no point in it where it feels like it hits as hard as the first movie. But the things that drove me nuts in the first one, where I was like, or first time I watched it, I can kind of forgive this time, even though I still don't think it's great. Josh, I know you would disagree with me. You like this one about as much as the first one, right?
It's more of the same. Uh,
Okay.
I think all of your complaints are bullshit. Uh, you just went
All
on
of
a
them.
rant about how there's no way the British didn't know about the Americans, but the British did know about the Americans. So,
No, they did.
yes, they did.
They found out from the
No, our
whiskey
main
bottle.
character found out.
I guess that's true.
The
That's fair.
British
That's fair.
organization knew about
No,
the
because
Americans.
Merlin didn't know.
There's an entire conversation with our main character in Channing Tatum where Channing Tatum's like, "We've tried to work with you guys in the past, but you guys are too pompous and snooty to join
That's
us."
true. That
So
is true.
they
That is
did know
true.
about each other. The British side just said, "No, I don't want any of your alcohol drinking Americanness," right? And that happens in spy organizations all the freaking time. That happens in our
Okay.
own spy organizations. If the FBI and the NSA talked to each other, we wouldn't have had a 9/11. Like, that's totally fine. It's not a big deal. It's very convenient when people can shoot each other and do all of these things, right? But, like, people have limitations. And is there logically something that they might have could have done? Maybe, but they're also outside the enemy's walls and they don't have 10 years to decide what to best do in that situation to save the life. Like, it's fine. It was for the plot. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure. They don't have infinite amount of time, but one, the lackeys were just dumb because they walk up that close and they know the mines are out there. That they shouldn't be that. I don't. Should have somewhat of a brain. And two, the guy can just stand on the mine. He took out four guys. Oh well. When they get in the base, they wipe out guys by the dozens so fast. And I just don't like the whole he died to kill four guys. Just have him wait in the woods. Like it's not that big a deal. Merlin's whole thing is kind of just waiting at the base, and that's totally fine. It'd be worth keeping him alive to not have him just kill four dudes. That doesn't seem worth it at all.
But the aura farming that happened was so sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's that, I guess.
it's the most iconic scene in either any of the movies. Um,
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say it's my favorite scene. Like, I hate that we lose Merlin, but at least they like did it in a way that like I don't know. I there was a clip of that, and I just listened to it over and over, and I
yeah,
was like, "That's so good." And
I
like,
saw that
dang,
clip on TikTok so many times since that movie came out. I I agree with Lauren that I felt like it was a aura powerful, meaningful death. And I agree with you,
Okay.
Conlon. It is a little bit undermined by the fact that they just go and start killing, so the four really doesn't feel like an impact, right? Even Elton John, I think, ends up with more than four kills by the end of
I
that
think
whole
so too.
sequence. So it was a big moment. It was a big scene. It also can feel a little bit undermined. I do think the death overall is a correct decision to make. Um,
Yeah.
Especially since they're doing this whole rebirth. That's the whole point of the second one is the old ways are dead. They got corrupt because of the way that things worked. The American way is probably a little bit more modern. We have to be reborn, right? So you can't have the old stick around. It's totally fine. Um, as for what's his bucket coming back in the beginning, my complaint or my argument towards that is they weren't magically there. Like they saw it coming, they tried to stop it, they just couldn't get there fast enough. So all they could do is save his life.
But they're in their base, and I think it's New York. I think it's New York. Um, and they what's her name? They're Merlin. She's like, oh, there's activity happening at this church. And then they're all of a suddenly across the sea. Literally, the church stuff is starting, and the church stuff lasts for what, 10 minutes, maybe? Um, the church stuff is starting, and then they are just like, poof, there they are. Head gets shot, and they literally land 30 seconds later. I don't buy it. I don't
Okay,
buy it.
here are my two arguments. And this is an either or. I don't think that both
Okay.
of these are true. The first
Okay.
one is I think we're either missing something in the timeline, right?
That's possible. It's
Because it
possible.
is an intelligence agency. This is what I actually believe, without having seen the movie in over a year. So take it with a grain of salt. But I thought the Americans knew that these killings had started happening and had mobilized, and then they saw it start in the church, so they went there first. So they were already kind of on their way when that started.
If if it was somebody else from the team, I could buy that. But it's the girl who is in her home office who is the one who lands and puts the gel stuff around Harry's head.
Okay,
And
so
I don't buy it.
here's my second possibility. She was already there. She was a agent that was deployed in England. She saw it happening. She deployed to there with her other English team.
We don't. That is a possibility. It does really look like she's on her computer that we see at her home base, like the main tower, the whiskey tower that you see when you're watching the movie. It very much looks like she's there, but it is possible that she's not. There is a possibility.
I I don't. You could be dead right. You could be like, "Yep, this was 10 minutes. It doesn't make sense." In which case, it's just movie magic. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, however, whatever the methodology is, right? Bringing him back, mistake or not a mistake. You say mistake because it meant something in the first one.
Yeah, I think it cuts
So
down on the meeting still. I still think that.
does it cut down on the meeting that they brought Gandalf back? Does it cut down on the meeting that they brought Obi-Wan back or Yoda back? Or any of these things,
Hmm.
because this is a common trope that the elder guy sacrifices himself or dies and then returns a movie or two later. Um,
It's the
right?
hero's journey.
Yeah. It's not like. I get that they're different movies and they're different situations, right? Yoda just kind of like dies, so him coming back is like, okay. Um, so it's not the exact same situation. I'm just pointing out that this is a very common trope. It
It is a
happens
very
all
common
the
trope.
time. So bringing him back, mistake or not a mistake, I think that they landed the middle ground where it's like, yes, they brought him back, but he has none of his memories. So he is there as basically a new person like Gandalf. He is their Gandalf. He has none of his memories. He has to reintroduce himself to this. He decides to be
England
good again.
England only has so many actors. They can't keep getting.
Can't kill them all.
They gotta kill them all.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not really bothered by it. I think your complaint there is valid. It's not as impactful to me because I look at all of my favorite franchises, all of them,
Have this.
and they do this. Pirates of the Caribbean, Barbossa comes back. Jack Sparrow comes back. Like, it happens so frequently. It's not something I'm willing to criticize it for. Do I wish that he'd probably stayed dead at the same time? Yeah, that would have been interesting. Um, so, I don't know. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Okay. And what about the whole no one else from the Kingsman happens to survive? Even just happens, like gets lucky and survives.
Well, considering it was an organized thing and it was an intentional strike with the purpose of doing that, no, it doesn't bother me. Right? It would be
Okay.
one thing if they were like, let's push a button and shoot it at where we think they are, right? Let's take it out, right? I'm going to just say it's the X-Men, right? I know that the X-Men are at the mansion, so let's fire a missile there. And it just so happens that the mutants are all there at the point in time where the missile hits. Yeah, I'd get that. But when your organization is 13 people plus a couple of tech guys and you set it up so that they're there to shoot the
But
missile when they're all there, I'm like, yeah, good plan, guy. You did what you
no,
wanted to do.
they hit multiple different locations though. Like it's not just one spot.
Well,
If
yeah.
they were all having one meeting, I would still kind of be like, they don't have some precaution against missiles at their main headquarters. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But they hit multiple different locations at the exact same time, and everyone just happened to be home, and nobody happened to have some kind of protection when they have crazy tech like umbrellas that stop bullets.
Again,
It's
yeah,
just
it's organized so that everybody is home. It's not we hope they're all home. Like, are you bothered that America took the Argentinian president in 2.5 hours?
no.
Because it was a well coordinated, planned out strike. Like, yeah, this isn't Dungeon Crawler Carl. We don't just happen to have a cat take us outside the moment before shit hits the fan. You know, it was well coordinated. It was a good strike. Could somebody have survived? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility that there was chance there. Am I bothered that nobody happened to be behind a blast shield under a desk that was bulletproof when that missile hit? Like, no, it doesn't bother me.
It is kind of funny that because I know you've talked a lot about like people being too lucky on shows when you're like, really no luck here? It kind of like made me giggle a little bit because I was like, now's the time for the luck, people. We need that plot armor.
There should have been. I don't. You're right. I'm being a little bit hypocritical there, but I was like something like even I'm thinking about it, and I'm like at your main headquarters, you would have so many protections of some kind. And like if she hacked it and maybe turned off the protection or something, but press a
Against
button and
missiles.
yeah, something. They have umbrellas that stop bullets. Umbrellas.
Yeah, because they're there for a reason, right? You're not going to protect against missiles at a facility that shouldn't exist to have missiles fired at it.
But if you have your headquarters, wouldn't you protect that headquarters? Maybe like
The
there's the
secrecy is the headquarters. If you arm it to fight off missiles, it becomes a military target. Right? Like, that's my point. Is like 13 hours movie I absolutely love. Why isn't
yeah.
that base guarded for missiles? Why can people just walk up and shoot it with RPGs at point blank range? Well, because their defense was secrecy. It's the same thing. It's a secret organization with a limited budget in a world where they can have umbrellas that block bullets and, crazy tech things that Merlin can make, right? I understand your criticism. It's a valid criticism, but it's within, what do we call it when we,
The realm of
uh,
possibility or
realm of
believability.
possibility or disbelief, um,
It's
for this
viable.
franchise. That's my defense of it. It's plausible deniability. It's within. I can't remember the phrasing. Something with disbelief, but yeah, it's fine.
There's verisimilitude with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
To be clear,
um.
I don't think that this is better than the first one. Right.
Okay.
I think that there's just trade offs. Right. In the second one, we get Merlin singing "Country Road." We get Channing Tatum. We get, you know, a better villain. In the first one, we get some more laughs. We get the princess chick making her jokes and doing all that kind of stuff. Uh, we get our growth story that is a little bit more interesting. In our second one, he's more established and he's not really as dynamic of a character. Right? It feels like in the first one, our main character was more interesting than in our second one. Right? I'm just saying
Yeah.
that there are trade offs to it because the second one's villain, good villain. The first one's villain, I could not care less. I think the villain is the worst part about the first one.
That's fair.
So it's just a trade off.
Okay. Well, I guess to get to the end of it, I did change my opinion on this movie. I had this at like a 3, probably, and I want to give it like a 6.8, right in there. Still highly enjoyed it. Would watch it again, but I still have some issues. I think Josh brings up some good points, though. Legitimately, it might even make me raise it up a little bit more. I'll think about it. With that, let's go to Josh's strange topic.
So this is a book. I learned a ton listening to this book.
Okay.
I have made a list of things that happen in this book. I'm going to read one off and pause for a second before I read the second one. I want
Okay.
you guys to just guess what you think this topic is about.
Okay.
So the first one is it jumps around from perspective to perspective all around the world.
Okay.
Uh,
Kingsman.
it is a disease that is human created.
Okay.
The disease started in China.
Zombies.
Okay.
Some countries took this disease more seriously than others. Some were
COVID.
prepared, where others reacted kind of more on the back foot. The biggest impact was on China itself. The news organizations denied the origin. Initial coverage was slow and used to create fear. When when the news started to die off, they focused elsewhere. It was used for political influence and exacerbated by politicians because they wanted power, not because of the actual threat.
This is COVID, but I'm still sticking
COVID?
with zombies.
I was
When
like,
it,
this is COVID.
when it was revealed to be a bigger problem, news organizations were paid by pharma companies to spread fear.
World
The,
War II.
the pharma companies created a vaccine. This vaccine passed through
COVID.
the FDA faster than anything before it. The creator of the vaccine knew it didn't do anything. Politicians themselves were invested personally in the vaccine. They knowingly pushed the vaccine for their financial benefit and or because they didn't want to create panic in the streets. When it got to be a bigger issue, the first thing taken was familiar and religious gatherings. Protests and riots were okay. It was remarkable how the rich and famous were unaffected. The public got sick of the rich and famous pretending to be humble, but they were actually bragging about how they were unaffected, or is it a big deal, and the go just get your vaccines mentality. A large portion of the world refused to get their vaccines. Another portion got their vaccines but knew the truth and were just in denial about it. Remarkably, the rich got richer, the famous got more famous, the powerful got more powerful. Everyone else got screwed. The percentage of the world's population died. It created border disputes all around the world. Mass migration got bigger. From higher populations, got moved to less populated areas. Countries all around the world had decided that they should strengthen their borders or have an obligation to welcome those who are not infected.
Spanish flu.
Politicians were used public shame by picking and choosing which crimes to prosecute as a way to control the public. Politicians used the events to alienate and isolate specific groups, knowing that it would cause violence towards them. Ends not with the disease being solved or cured, but under control and forgotten.
Either the bird flu or corona or
Okay.
COVID.
So you guys jumped to COVID really fast.
Yes.
I
I said
thought you
zombies
would.
first.
Right. I
So.
thought you would go away from COVID because this is so obviously COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Conlon, join me in clapping for Lauren. Lauren, congratulations. It's zombies. The book is World War Z.
That's what I thought!
Oh.
It follows having lived through COVID so incredibly closely. It is crazy. It is absolutely insane. I was sitting there like, this happened in COVID. This happened in COVID. This happened in COVID in this order. If COVID was made up and they used World War Z as a script, that's how
They
close
used it as
this
a script.
was. It is absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy.
That is crazy.
As for
crazy.
the book itself, it was extraordinary. Conlon, you would absolutely love it. It jumps around from perspective to perspective. So you get like a scientist in China, then you get a politician from the United States, then you get a news reporter from England, then you get a guy from Africa, then you get a guy from the Middle East, then you go back to China, and they're each just, it's an interview. The book is an interview somebody is trying to write about the World War Z thing and what happened. So, like, we even get an astronaut who is trapped up in space because of the disease. And, like, that happened during COVID. It is absolutely, absolutely wild. The cast for this, let me pull it up. I listened to a full cast version.
And there's like the movie World War Z.
Has nothing to do with it.
Oh.
Nothing to do with it. Absolutely.
Oh, really? I thought. Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Not even close. Nope. Just same world, completely different events and things. So Max Brooks is the author, and he plays the interviewer. Alan Alda is in this. Mark Hamill is in this.
Wow.
Simon Pegg, Nathan Fillion, Martin Scorsese, Alfred Molina, Henry Rollins. Just an absolute ton.
That's really cool.
Of actual actors, and they each just play specific parts of this. It was so interesting. I think if I had read this pre-COVID, I would have been like, okay. It was a good book. It was interesting. But getting the perspective post-COVID, I'm like, this is absolutely fascinated. I am completely hooked. It is absolutely wild. that this is happening in this order, the perspectives people have on it. Um, it we lived through COVID, so you kind of lived through this book too. Is kind of how I'll say it because it is so on point. The movie focuses on when the Z problem is how they call it got big, and like Jerusalem really did build a wall in the book, and they were swarming and that kind of stuff. But that's about it. Everything else was just like Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt and having a good time. It's a good movie. I like the movie. I'm not offended that the movie is different. If this was a movie, I would have been like, this is a boring movie because it would have been a guy interviewing somebody, having them talk to us about their experience through it. It probably wouldn't have been as compelling as what we got with World War Z. Um, but yeah, it's super fascinating. Like I said, I
Really
learned a
cool.
ton. I thought it spoke a ton towards human nature because this guy made this up for this zombie problem. And 13 years later, it happens in real life.
New theory. I need to find this author, find out where his time machine is, and then use it.
And he was like, he went in the future and he didn't get anything else. He didn't get sports scores or anything. He was just like, he showed up in 2021. He's like, wait, what's going on? What? And then he wrote a book. Oh, that's funny. That's crazy. That makes me much more interested because I've always thought I like the movie too, and I'm like, I've seen the movie. I'm kind of probably good on the book on this one. That's a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it's a completely
Honestly.
different perspective. Like I said, same world, same general events, but at the end of the book, there is still a zombie problem. There is no cure. Most of them died off from starvation, so it's just a manageable problem now that people just accept. And is COVID gone? Nope.
No.
Is it a manageable problem that we kind of just accept and don't really talk about anymore? Yep. So it's just like every aspect of this book is like following COVID so closely. It's crazy.
Does having read this make you want to read any other movies that were like I Am Legend is the one that I'm thinking of? Does it increase your interest in things like that?
Does it increase it? No, but that's already on my to be read list.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know
That was
I
really
Am
interesting.
Legend is completely different. I know it's vampires, not zombies. I know it's very different. So I'm excited for that one. I'll get to it eventually.
Sweet. I love that, man. That was a good topic. And what would you rate the book?
Like an 8.4. Like it
Okay.
was really, really good. I want to say like a 9, but at the end of the day, I'm also like, I don't think I'm going to listen to this again. It was very fascinating. It was very interesting. I will recommend it to anybody. But I'm also like, I don't want to like listen to it again.
What do you think you would have rated it before COVID?
Like a 4.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well,
That's
because it's
crazy.
just people talking about their experience with the like. I don't see zombies. I don't have zombies. The most interesting point was with the astronaut. He talks about how he was able to hack satellites and gain visual, so he could see what was happening down on Earth, but he couldn't hear it.
That's
And so
crazy. That
he
would be wild.
observed a politician get killed by his allies. And the story that the media told that he was able to get the news was that the leader betrayed and abandoned the allies, but he was sitting up in space unable to tell people that's a lie.
That's
I
insane.
saw
That's really cool.
him get knocked out by his allies and killed by his allies. He did not. He was trying to fight the zombies, not run away from it. There are
That's
some
cool.
things that are really good about it, but the majority is like, hey, I'm a guy from Colorado and this is what my life was like during COVID. It's like, oh, it's just fine. But because I'm able to have that personal connection, it definitely bumps it up because it's just so interesting that way.
That's really cool. All right, let's go to my last topic, and Josh can tell me why I'm wrong again on this one. I took up Josh's challenge to rewatch The Dark Knight Rises because I hate this movie. And I still hate this movie. This movie has not changed, in my opinion. In fact, I noticed something that bugs me even more. The movie as an 8.4 on IMDb, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why it is that high. It doesn't deserve to be that high at all, in any way, shape, or form. At the very beginning of the movie, Bane has this big plan where he's going to get this scientist that he needs, and he needs this one person. And so, who does the CIA put on the plane with Bane? The scientist. And what do? They get another giant plane that nobody sees. Nobody sees with radar. Nobody notices. Nobody sees it flying in the sky. Nothing. And they have this giant plane attached to the smaller plane, and this still nobody notices. On the one area where they need the scientist, they need this one person who happens to be on this plane with a prisoner. It's moronic. And that's the start of the movie. The start of the movie I always thought was cool because they did all of the plane effects and they actually had the plane go up and down. Very, very cool. It looks awesome, but it's stupid. It's brain dead. It's dumb. As I was watching the movie, I was like, Bruce doesn't protect any of his money, which is a common criticism. But I'm like, nobody else around Bruce protects his money either. Like, he has other people. He has a whole organization. The organization would protect his money. And I didn't think about the fact that even if Bruce is a curmudgeon who's all crippled, somebody else would protect the Bruce side of the money. But nobody does that. Insurance is a real thing. There's no insurance claim for all this money that's stolen. Nothing. Stupid. It's dumb. Bane's whole plan, I don't understand what his plan is. He's like trying to change the city by kidnapping a bunch of people and putting them into a giant building, a giant sports stadium for something. And they do it for months and months and months of this, and nobody comes, nobody at all. It's stupid. It's a stupid movie. Robin, they try to set up Robin, and I don't understand why they did that. And they have Gorvin Levitt, whatever his name is, be the one who's supposed to be Robin, and I just don't care about this character literally at all. So I'm being a little bit rambly. I don't like this movie, and I was trying. I was like, maybe I'm missing something. Josh didn't hate it as much. The back-breaking scene. He breaks his back, and then he heals inside of a pit. The back-breaking would probably take intense surgery to be able to heal, because we're supposed to be in a realistic Batman world, but this is absolute bullshit, and it's not realistic at all. And then he heals in a matter of like a month from a back break. Bullshit. No. And when he's supposed to climb out of this pit, which I guess Bane is the only other one that fell out of this pit, he has a rope that just is too heavy for him. Well, guess what? When you work out, you get stronger. And so the rope that would be holding on to him would become not as big of a weight problem, and then he'd be able to jump and get to the next area that he's supposed to get to. But he can't do that because I guess working out gets to fix your back, but working out can't get to where you can carry a rope. Stupid. I might have liked this movie even less this time. This is a dumb movie, and I get that there's the problem that Ledger died, and that shifted everything. And like, I can give it a little bit of grace for that. But 8.4 on IMDb, no, you are all out of your freaking minds. This is a terrible, terrible, awful movie. And it ends with Bruce taking the bomb and going into the ocean, and everybody's saved. Yay. And then you do this cheap ass bullshit again of bringing somebody back to life who shouldn't be alive. If you're going to kill off Batman, kill off Batman. Don't pansy a foot around it. Don't have him in Paris just sipping some cocoa on vacation. No, that's stupid. It's dumb. I hate this movie. This movie can burn in hell.
Have you seen Inception?
I hate this movie. Yes, I have.
So you know the girl who's like is the actual like Bane or whatever is like the or not she's not Bane, but she's the child that was actually got out of the pit when everybody suspected it was Bane, but it was her.
Yeah.
Um she has the worst death scene, but I know she's capable of doing a good death scene because she
Yeah.
dies in Inception.
I
And I
know.
was like,
It's
what?
so bad.
Like, what?
It's so bad.
That's all I remember from that movie. It's just that scene.
I don't.
That and Anne Hathaway backflipping out of a window.
And
That's
Anne
all I
Hathaway.
remember.
I don't think Anne Hathaway is bad in this movie. I think she is okay. I don't think she's terrible. She is not a negative to me. She just kind of like she was a part of the movie. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I also like Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow as well.
Yeah, he's good. He is good.
Yeah.
He's good.
I like
Um,
because like I couldn't say if this movie was good or not because I just told you everything that I remembered about it. But I do like when I think of like the individual characters, I think the individual characters are good. And I like because I do like Tom Hardy as Bane. I do like Killian Murphy as Scarecrow. I do like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Catwoman. Um, yeah, so I like who they picked for their characters, but it's been so long since I've seen it. I can't really tell you what it's about or give you a rating, but I trust your your criticisms.
you don't need to watch it again at all. One of probably my fondest memory of this movie, weirdly enough, my little brother was so excited to see this movie. So excited when he was still with us. And we went to the movie theater and he loved the Joker movie. Like he loved the previous movie, loved it. And he would watch it over and over and over again. We would watch it at the house because he just thought Joker was so cool and he loved Batman and he was a big Batman fan. And we're watching this movie and my little brother, who is so excited for this movie, falls asleep in the theater. He is like curled on the seat, completely out, because this is a snooze fest piece of garbage movie. I think it's funny that my little 10-year-old brother, who is just so excited for Batman, I can like literally still picture him asleep on a seat in the movie theater, like cuddled up. He's got popcorn held in his hands and he is out cold because it's just not good. This movie is just not good. Josh, why am I wrong? Josh? I'm not. Okay. That's easy enough. Sounds good.
You're a little hard on him crawling out of the pit because just because your back heals to the point where you can stand up straight does not mean it's healed enough for you to haul a big rope. I think that is an excessive complaint.
Okay.
But I think you're right. This isn't a good movie. I never said this is a good movie. Over this last week, I was asking you questions like this bad movie or that bad movie, and you said that this was better than 4 other movies.
I did.
So, that was my thing. I think you were overly harsh on it, right? It is not the worst movie ever. When I first watched it, that was my perspective. This is the worst movie ever.
And then he remembered Kylo Ren.
End of story. Nope, that came out after.
Oh, okay, right. Then Kylo Ren popped in.
Then Kylo Ren came around and gave us more things to be truly, truly terrible about. It's not a good movie. I recently rewatched the Batman trilogy. I did not watch this one, so I guess I watched the duology of Batman Begins and Dark Knight. And I just wasn't compelled to watch this one. I don't think that this is a good movie. I don't think that this is a great movie. This is far from perfect. But at the same time, did Anne Hathaway's career have to be threatened because of this movie?
No.
Did she deserve death threats over this movie?
She
No,
did death
she's one of the better
threats?
parts
Yeah,
of the movie. She's
she
literally one
got
of the
death
better
threats
parts of the
over this
movie.
movie.
That's
She
Wow.
horrible.
credits Nolan casting her in Interstellar for saving her career because of this movie. Um, there's tons to complain
I
about this
didn't know that.
movie, and you are right on 90% of it. Right? Like I think that it's a valid complaint. It's just excessive about the rope. Um, there's plot doesn't make sense. Lots of issues. All of your complaints are valid. My point was solely that you were overly harsh on it. And I think I
Okay.
did prove that point because you did say that there are at least four movies worse, and none of them were Star Wars. We could easily add those to the list too.
Yeah, one of them was you talked about the Last Jedi.
I
I
talked
said The
about
Last Jedi is worse than
okay.
this. Or no,
Um,
yeah. I said that one's worse. I said Ahsoka was worse because I have more. I just I hate those. I said X-Men 3 is worse. I'm gonna rewatch X-Men 3, which I never thought I was going to do because I might think this is worse. I don't think so. X-Men 3 is a horrible movie, but I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah,
well, yeah, that's just my point. Is like this is not the worst movie ever made. That's what I
that's true.
learned when I watched it for the second time. Was that this is not the worst movie ever. So, what
I
would you
just
rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Now that all said and done, it's fresh in the memory.
uh, uh 2. I give it a 2.
Okay.
There's some Batman stuff that's cool. Some. That's it.
Catwoman's
That's basically
good.
all I can give you. Catwoman's pretty decent. Um,
Some of the special effects were cool. They
some of
actually
them are,
built
yeah.
the bat plane.
And
Like that
and
was
the
very
plane
cool.
scene, even though it doesn't make sense, is cool. Like I
Oh,
will legitimately say it's cool. It just is dumb, but it's cool.
oh. Well, we could make that
I
same argument about any of the Mission Impossible
I
stunts.
can make the argument about like the Last Jedi. There's some scenes in that look cool, but that's basically what I can say about the Last Jedi.
Fair
So
enough.
I give it a little bit of credit for that. I don't like this movie. Don't like it. I won't ever watch it again. This is my last time watching this movie. It sucks and it doesn't deserve an 8.4. All of you who are rating it that high, you should go and you should change your rating. You should rewatch this movie because you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong. With that, let's go to another superhero thing that is significantly better than this awful, terrible movie. For our shared topic, we have Dispatch, which Lauren played last week and then kind of suggested that we do it this week. So, Lauren, I think I'm actually going to start with Josh on this one. First, I would like you to answer the question, Josh. Why did you think I wouldn't like this? And two, what were your thoughts on this?
To answer your question, I would love to talk out of my ass and be like, well, I wasn't quite sure about the humor or the floating
Okay.
boxes or nudity. But the truth is I wanted to manage your expectations.
Okay.
Every single thing over the last year that I thought that you would love, you went into and came out and told me that it was crap. So I was just straight up like, I don't want to say that this is great and have you think it's going to be great so that you come out and have a fresh perspective on it.
Okay.
That's the honest truth was I wanted you to not be affected by the fact that I played it twice in a row, put a ton of hours into it and loved it.
Okay.
And Lauren loved it.
Okay.
So did you love it?
I did.
Yeah, I loved it.
No, Conlon. Conlon loved it.
I did absolutely love it. But Josh, you can give your review and then I'll give my thoughts.
I don't have much more to say about that. I played it. I immediately played it again. Immediately. I did not even stop playing it. I did not exit the game. I just started playing it again.
I loved how you were texting me and I could tell where he was in the game by what he was texting
me. My complaints about it are the choices don't matter as much as I would like. There isn't as much variation as it feels like it should have. And even the variation that we do have in picking a romance, I think that there is one choice that is the choice that they want you to make, and there's the other one.
What do you think that is?
Everything else is great. It's choosing Invisigirl.
Okay.
Everything in that game pushes you to choose Invisigirl as a romance partner if you want to have a happy ending. There's even the scene on top of the building at the very end that is very clearly romantically charged. When you choose not to romance Invisigirl, that scene still happens. Like, they
Other
very
than
clearly, they're like,
yeah.
yeah, they do make it different, but I still thought that that was a romantic scene with the sunset and the clearing of the
Mm-hmm.
sky, and they make eye contact, and then she faints, and it's like, okay, yeah, she didn't lean in, and there was like 6 inches apart face to face instead of 4, but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was nice that they included the detail to make it less awkward, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, they clearly want you to choose Invisigirl. When you're taking her to the ambulance at the end, it is a very charged conversation that is happening. And it's like no different except for the last couple of lines. Um, so I feel like that should matter more because I thought choosing the other girl was the better romance option. I just felt like the game wanted me to choose Invisigirl. Um,
Yeah, it was a lot more like easier to pick Invisigirl.
yeah. I feel like the lore choice is going to be Invisigirl when they do part 2. When they do season 2, I really hope that they take that into consideration and actually give us more variability. Because, like, I jumped into it to play it a second time immediately. And the whole time I was like, I'm making completely different choices. I'm being an asshole, and it doesn't seem to matter.
Ooh.
I'm choosing a different villain, and it doesn't seem to matter. I'm doing all of these things, and it doesn't seem to matter. Uh, I still loved it. I loved the comedy. I think the animation is great. Uh, it is very much just Iron Man. It is Iron Man Armored Adventures. We even got Karlach. We've got Tony Stark. Like, all of those characters are characters from Iron Man Armored Adventures. Like, they're even drawn the same. Like you guys were talking about the new Mighty whatever looking like
Mighty Nine.
Sokka. Yeah. Every single character, I'm like, that's just Karlach. They clearly were like, Baldur's Gate 3 is successful, and all the guys like Karlach, so we're going to add Karlach. And
I was so mad she wasn't romanceable.
yeah.
I love when everybody like she comes in and she has like a chandelier and everybody's
Yeah.
like bringing lamps to his apartment.
It was so
Yeah.
funny. It's so funny. And he has like 12 lamps by the end of the night.
It was like so funny because I was like, okay, why does she have a chandelier? And then when I started noticing everybody bringing lamps, and it's like, yeah, it's funny because I've played it to the point that I've had everybody on the team when they come and bring their lamps, and they each have a different type of lamp. Like Waterboy has a lava lamp that he brings, and like I don't even know what Phenomenon brings.
He brings the
It's
rock
like
salt lamp.
No, that's Gollum brings a rock salt.
Oh, you're right.
And then he has like something that looks like a brick. It almost looks like an oven. Like I think it's actually one of the lights from like the facility. Like I think he just took one of those out and gave it to him because I couldn't find it lit in the room afterwards. But yeah, sorry. My other question was you said you were trying to be like an asshole your second time.
Mm-hmm.
At the end in the credits, did it say that like because normally both times I played I got your Robert was a true hero and tried to do the right thing at the right time. Did you get that both times?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna try to be an asshole and just be as rude and as destructive as I could to see if I could get a different Robert.
Well, he dies.
Did you? Did you have Invisigal go betray you basically and turn bad?
No. What did you do?
No, I didn't do that, but
Oh,
you can have
That
her.
is the
She,
asshole choice.
yeah, she
If you take it to
slices.
the extreme.
She slices his throat and then runs and goes away and becomes the bad guy.
oh, okay. I have not gotten that ending yet. Okay.
Yeah,
You basically have to treat Invisigirl like she's trash the entire time.
Hmm.
to get
Like,
that, that's too
you
bad.
cannot give her any mercy. You can't help her at all. You can't give her any forgiveness. You have to treat her like crap the entire time to get that ending. Which is why, like, 97% of people have the "you are a hero" ending.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. So, I have a few questions for both of you. Did you throw the water or the alcohol first time?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Same. I think it's funny because, like, then he doesn't have eyebrows, but if you throw water, he loses a tooth, and then he doesn't have a tooth for the rest of the game. Um, and then did you guys confess that you were Mecha Man to the group?
Yep.
I want to see what happens if I don't confess as Mecha Man and see how much that changes it.
You keep Flame Boy in the group.
That's just about it.
Yeah. So
This
that's
would
my
have
Lame.
been
point. Is
just
like I
back
feel like
later.
choices should have mattered. So like the first time I played, I chose Phenomena Man, not Water Boy, and
Hmm.
Oh,
like
really?
his whole thing is I'm depressed, and so I kept like having these missions: save a cat in a tree, go talk to all these children, and I was like, if I send Phenomena Man on these missions, he will be around positivity. He will be more positive, but it didn't matter.
Mm.
And I was like, I felt like I was clever trying to be like, we're going to send him on these positive things, like talking to a
Yeah.
group of kids. But instead, nothing changed, and he was just like, and I'm depressed.
Yeah. I think with that, because it was Critical Role doing these things, and when you were in dispatching mode, I feel like that was the nitty gritty of D&D with like the numbers and stuff. So I feel like that's how they brought that in to play there. And I wasn't a real big fan of that sometimes when it was like rolling around if I had a chance and I was like 80% chance and it was like, oh, you barely
That
didn't make
pissed
that
me
run.
off so bad when it happened to me twice.
Uh,
I never got an 80%, but I had two 70s where I'm just like, it literally looked like it sped up to get out at the very end. I was like, what is this bull crap?
yeah.
What were your other
That's my
questions,
Yeah.
complaint with
Lauren?
it too. I wish it was like a skill thing where you could like have to click at the right time or something, but it
Yeah.
was just random, and that I didn't love that. I did like the missions that they chose. I did like that you had to organize your heroes and choose some this time and what to do for that one. Oh, do I want to hold on to this one or all that kind of stuff? But the actual like results of the mission were just random, and I didn't love that.
Yeah.
There was the where you could get synchronization, and I had Water Boy and the little guy with the fist. I can't remember his name, but they
Oh,
got
punch up.
Punch up.
synchronized, and it was yeah, and it was supposed to make you have a higher chance of success. But I genuinely don't think it didn't feel like it made a difference at all that they had this
It's
chemistry,
a
and
ten
it was
percent
supposed to
increase.
make me more successful. Is it 10%?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
it didn't
so
feel
it's
like
not
it
a lot.
actually was.
It was
Okay,
really funny. I got Invisigirl and Gollum buddies.
really.
um, but yeah, my other questions was, did you like Invisigal or Blonde Blazer more? I like Blonde Blazer. I romanced Invisigirl first, but I like Blonde Blazer more after.
I like Blonde Blazer more. I think she's better for our main character, but I agree with Josh that the story wants you to be with Invisigal. It's more, the story is more focused on you being with her. But I also liked both characters. I enjoyed
Mhm.
both characters.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
What about you, Josh? What did you do for your first one?
I already said I personally like Blonde Blazer better. Correction. I personally like Mandy better. Um, I think it's better that they both don't actually have powers, that they both have that kind of stuff to bond on. I think that the Invisigal fluff is better, right? I think that the movie date is a cuter scene than the dinner date. However, if you do the dinner date, you get the choice to choose if you want her to be Blonde Blazer or Mandy or either one, and that is a really cute scene. So more cute scenes or just a higher peak cute scene is what I'm trying to say there. Um,
Did
yeah,
you guys,
I don't necessarily think one's better for our main character than the other, but I personally like Mandy better.
when you're uplifting Phenomenon up in the parking lot when he's crushed on the car, did you guys be honest and tell him that you kissed her?
Yep.
I never kissed her. I was like, I'm not kissing her.
Oh,
She's drunk the entire time. And then I was glad that I didn't, but I have seen that scene.
it's freaking hilarious.
I
That
love,
scene is very, very funny.
I love how he thinks that like giving someone a hug is making love. And
Yeah.
so
I,
he's like holding the bad guy at the end. He's like, I'm gonna make love to you now, and like squishes him. It's pretty funny.
I I bought the Melon subscription pack. When I bought a year, I got 10% off.
I loved when he's like, I came here because I thought we would be playing Magic the Gathering. I hope that we still might. It's like there's it's a lot of
Very
voice
funny.
actors from Critical Role. So you have Travis and Laura are Laura's Invisigal, Travis is Phenomenon. And then the guy from Breaking Bad, the kid is
It's Aaron.
Robert. And I was like, I would not have expected that voice. I think I said this last week too. But very soothing voice. I also, did you guys cut Sonar or Coop?
I did one with each.
Coop.
It doesn't
I
matter.
did Coop.
Yeah, I did.
Cutting Sonar is the right choice.
Yeah, I cut Coop the
Oh, really?
first time. I could not bring Coop back to the fold. Um, I was able to bring Sonar back to the fold. And in the beat up scene, you either get stabbed a lot by Coop or you get punched a lot by Sonar. um, and then, what did you do with the pulse the first time?
The polls.
Yeah, when
Did you give the real one? Did you give the fake one, or did you?
Oh, I gave both.
okay, so we all of us did both. I laughed so hard, and he's like, "What the f is this, Robert?" He's like, "You wanted the pulse. One of those is it." And he's like, "They're effing identical, Robert." So funny to me. But also, and then my last question is, how much do you love Beef, the dog?
Beef is actually pretty great, and I don't like those kind of dogs in real life, but I did find the dog charming.
I think that was like the best I've ever seen of a pet in a game. Like, where, if you've noticed, and I noticed this, I could tell if Invisigal was in the scene if Beef was sniffing her. And so I
That's
was like,
interesting.
oh, she's there. Oh, she's there.
That's
Because
cool.
you would watch Beef would see her enter in, and like he would sneeze and stuff at her when she would like ruffle him. And so it was really funny to I was like, I know she's listening to me right now because of Beef. um and then what was the I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to ask you guys, but I can't think of what it was. Oh, it wasn't what I was gonna ask it. Were you guys annoyed by Chase with the amulet of him being really quick when he was talking and really annoying? And oh, I was so annoyed Chase when he got the amulet. I loved Chase up until when he got the freaking superpowers, and then he annoyed the crap out of me. Ugh.
I
But
probably would have been irritated if he wasn't so pure with Beef up until that point.
oh, okay.
Like the best way I can illustrate
That
this
didn't bug
is
me at
there's
all.
this scene that shows both their cubicles, and our main character has just one pillow, and Chase's cubicle is like decked out to give Beef the palace, right? Like
Yeah.
Beef being placed on his lap and like, hey, don't stay up too late, you two. And
Yeah.
like that relationship between him and the dog makes me love him. So when he's annoying, I'm just like, I just love you, man. You're just so great.
I
I just love you, brother.
I just don't like that the amulet changed him slightly, I feel like, personality wise, because I felt like he was talking faster and that they were trying to make him like be funny about being faster at that point. And I was like, he seems like an annoying fairy to me right now.
I didn't get that at all. I thought he was just happy he could use powers again.
That's
Mm,
what I
That's
got out
all
of
I
it
got
too.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
mm.
I agree with Josh. I wish the stakes were a little bit more impactful. I didn't find myself actually really. I loved playing it once. I really, really did. When I got to the end of it, I was like, I kind of think there's not going to be that big of a difference to romance her. So I don't feel. I feel like I can just watch a couple of videos, which is what I did, and it doesn't make that big of a difference. And the very last fight, you have all the quick time events, and I was like, I wonder if it changes anything if I fail these. So I literally didn't touch my. I replayed those fights, and I just left my mouse right there, and the exact same things happen. 100%. Does not matter if you hit one of those quick time events, which I find disappointing. I still love this game. I had a better time with my first playthrough with this game than Detroit Become Human, even though I realize that Detroit Become Human is a much more impressive game, if that makes sense. But I absolutely just had so much fun with my first time playing this game. But Detroit, I was interested in play it again because there's so much complexity. This one, I was like, I watched, I think it was a 20-minute video or something, and now I've seen basically all the cutscenes, and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just slightly different dialogue and stuff that you can unlock, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
do
small.
think they did a good job making you feel like the choices mattered, which is
Yes,
my
they did a
big
good job with that.
like why it feels like it sucks that it doesn't. Because when I was first making those choices, I was like, oh man, which one do I pick? Like, this is gonna matter. Especially Sonar versus Coop. Which one to
Me too.
cut?
I started with that
Hmm.
one.
I was like, this is gonna be a big impact. This is gonna matter. And then it doesn't. I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I
I feel
deal
like
with
they
it.
also wanted you to cut Coop because she ends up being in a lot of scenes, uh, fighting scenes when you're like when Invisigal's trying to get the pulse. Um, but when I thought that they were just gonna switch Sonar with Coop in those scenes, and they didn't. They just had another flying supervillain pop in on those scenes, and I was like, okay. Where's my boy? I really like Sonar. I felt really bad when I cut him the second time.
Cutting Sonar
I
is
like
the
Sonar
right
a lot.
choice.
You don't like Sonar?
I like Sonar a lot.
Sonar's fine. I say cutting Sonar's the right choice because Coop is the bigger threat.
Yeah, yeah,
At the ending scene, when you fight Sonar, he punches up your robot a little bit. When you fight Coop, it's visceral. She cuts your suit open. You have to open up your suit, make yourself vulnerable, cut, just get her off. Um,
yeah.
that's
It,
why I cut Sonar, is because the first time I was like, I'm cutting Sonar because A, I went to Harvard is really obnoxious. B, Coop is the bigger threat, so I'd rather her be on my side.
there's also before when everybody's in there and they're like, oh, who are they gonna cut? And then it made me feel bad because Coop's like, I really need this job. Like, it can't be me. I really need this job. And I was like, ooh. When I cut her. Because I was, at first, I thought it was going to be a fake out. And then it was going to be like, okay, actually, we're not cutting anybody. And then I was like, no, I made a mistake. No. But, because, yeah, I realized that she was a bigger threat when I cut her, but I thought it was going to be a fake out. And I was like, well, I made my choice.
So, what
All
were your
right.
guys'
Moment
final
of truth,
rating?
Lauren.
Is
Logan?
that the moment of truth? Is the final
Yeah.
rating?
What's
Okay.
your final rating?
Actually, wait. One
Um,
more question. I do have a question. Did you guys kill him?
no.
Yes.
So did I.
You killed him?
I struggled with that choice too. That was another one where I was like, I don't
I
know
didn't.
what I would really do. But that's what I ended up doing.
Oh.
But
I didn't want
that was my
Beef
last
to
question.
have to
Literally,
witness.
of course, you're thinking about beef. That's what.
I was like, I'm holding Beef. I can't kill him. That's my sweet boy.
What were you guys'
Did your
ratings?
rating change at all, Lauren?
Did I say it was a 10 before?
You said it was a 9.
Oh, yeah, because of the nudity. 9 still.
Okay. Conlon,
I was a
what you
9.
got?
A 9. I felt good about a 9.
I'm
What about you,
surprised.
Josh?
I thought you were going to go just a little bit lower than that. I gave it a 9.
Okay.
We all agree on
Wow.
something. And I didn't make
Amazing.
anybody sad or mad this week.
No, you didn't. You made us happy.
Episode.
We do have that episode. I think it's going to be a good time. Hey, guys, with that, we're going to end this episode. We appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you have any recommendations, we would love some. We appreciate you all. Make this week great. Keep going forward. Keep looking up. See you guys.